Good morning. Today I'd like to just look over a few ways to inspect files. And on screen here I have a few of the things that I want to remember to present to you, share with you. So let's list my current directory. I'm in temp right now. So plain old list, I want to look at more details for those files. So I can see the number of bytes in the fifth column. For example, this one has 584 bytes in the file. Let's say I want a more human readable file size. I can do LSAHL. And I see 584 bytes. I could also, I did look at LS's man page before I started this, and found that you can sort by size with a capital S. I'm sure LS has some more features that I don't know about, and that would be handy. One is, let's say you accidentally name a file like with a question mark or a strange character. It might be a character that you don't even know how to, access on your keyboard, so that you could say remove it or something. Or, anyways, you can remove files by inode as well. So how do you get the inode of a file? Well, LS can show you that. For example, the file inspection file will tell me my inode is right here. Okay. You might want to look at whether a file is, what the data type is. Maybe you have the desire to cat the file. You want to see the contents of it. Before you do that, especially on a large-ish file, you don't know what the data contents are, you want to run file on it to see what it is. Like file inspection tells me it's ASCII text. But if I do file com apple to this one, it's a socket. I don't know what that would result in. And let's see. Empty file. Several directories here. So if you had of course. All right, so file is fairly smart. If it recognizes a particular file type, it'll tell you, like SQLite database. It might say just plain old data, which means it's full of, maybe some sort of binary or nastiness that you do not want to print to your screen. Sorry, I'm having a hard time finding a data file, but anyways, if it's ASCII text, you're certainly safe to just cat that file. Okay. So once you do find a database or a data file, I'm going to look in my home directory because I just had seen a file like that. There you go. There's one. So tilde/ is your home directory. It tells me it's data. So it's kind of scary. I might not want to print that to my desktop, but it's only 92 bytes, so how bad could it be? Cat. Yeah, so, you know, it's ugly, but it's really not gonna like jam up my computer and lock me up. But I might want to do, say, something like strings. Let's imagine that file was totally crazy long, big, all that. You might want to just look at it with strings. And in this case, it's just the contents of the file were a string, although it figured it was a data file. Let's list my home directory again. There you go. It's the file. All right, so it tells me it's an image, strings, exclamation dollar is the last argument of the last command. And it pulls all the strings out of that image file. You know, for an image, it's not going to be very interesting, but you might be looking at an Excel spreadsheet or some sort of .exe file, and you might be able to find some interesting things in there. Maybe you're trying to reverse engineer something, or just recover some corrupted file. I don't know. All right, so you can also look at a directory with du, and if you do the sh, it's going to be a summarized, human readable list. Okay, so these directories, it summarizes the entire size of the directory. Head, of course, we've gone over that before. By default, it's going to show you the first 10 lines of a file. If you want more or less than 10 lines, you can do a dash number. Same with tail. It's going to show you the end of the line. If you do -4, it's going to show you the last 4 lines. By default is 10. And then you could put a combination of those. If you wanted to pipe it to head -1, it's going to show you the 4th from the last line. I guess it would show me the word more. Yeah. So what else do we have? Cat, of course, we've already used that. More is a pagination tool. So if you had a really long file, it would stop at every page. And they say that less is more. So there's a command called less that is it's a better tool for paginating through files. It lets you go backwards and search, and probably it's just a more capable tool than more. WC will let you do things like show me how many characters are in the file inspection file, so 79. In this case, characters is bytes. But how many lines are in file inspection? That's 12 lines. So that's handy. You might use that in combination with grep. Pipe some file, grep. Say u file inspection wc-l. There's 2 lines with the letter u in it. Of those 2 lines, there's 10 characters. And last that I wanted to cover today was the column command. So it just tries to, it's kind of like ls. Ls makes you, it looks like it uses something similar to column, where it prints a nice display of all the entries. Now, if I wanted to just columnarize into a table only kind of line items from every single line. We want to do column -t file system and file inspection. So it did not spread all of the things across my entire screen. It took one line and made that into a column, which is nice for formatting. So those are a few tools for looking at files, inspecting files. I hope you found it useful.